There we go. Tied at 10, not anymore. This time ratified is down. Here in the low two. We'll go ahead again inside. Tampa Bay Gators are going to crash hole 19.
Time is happening in the title of the league since 2000.
Well, folks, just 3 weeks left in the regular season, only 9 game days to go, and you gotta wonder when we might start seeing teams maybe drop from playoff spots and things like that of that sort, and when it might just end up happening, because some teams getting closer, teetering to the edge here. But needless to say, May 2nd game day, ready to smash off the month of May here in the Car Demolition League. Got 3 great games, definitely going to be featured, and some big games. Speaking of that, big games, especially our mid-feature, Tampa Bay and Washington going head-to-head today. Both those teams looking for the top spot in the Southeast Division. Currently, Washington has a 1-point lead over the Tampa Bay Gators for the lead in the Southeast. They left April with that lead, so now trying to hang on to it through the month of May. Of course, Tampa Bay looking to get it back. Washington had it for such a long time from the start of the season, and Tampa Bay held on to it for a little bit, but the Patriots have reclaimed their throne, I guess you could say, but now the Gators look to steal it right back in our mid-feature. But our opening feature, the Green Bay Dragons, home against the Cleveland Wolves. It's an all-divisional game day, by the way. No buys in the pros to speak of, so all divisional matchups except for 3 cross-conference matchups in there. Buffalo taking on Portland is a big one. Atlanta and San Antonio. And then Dayton and St. Louis also smashing today. So that being said, going to start things off with Cleveland and Green Bay, but first, Development League scores. The Development League was in full swing as much as it could be. Only team with the bye in the D League was Cincinnati. Alaska took a 15-10 loss at the hands of Syracuse. Anaheim shutting out Orlando 15-0. Oakland and Toronto as close as you can get, a 15-15 tie. Vancouver 20-15 over Richmond in overtime. Baltimore got the win 15-5 over Utah. Calgary defeated Montreal in overtime, 20-15 final there. Rochester picking up the 15-5 win against Edmonton. Memphis topping Kansas City in overtime, 20-15 the final there. So only getting a point in Oklahoma City, only too willing to take advantage of that and get a win over Winnipeg 15-5. And Mexico City and Little Rock, the 2 teams down at the bottom of the Development League Central Division, they worked out a tie between each other, 15-15 the final in that one. But that being said, plenty of action here that is going to happen. And needless to say, our main event, a good one. Classic Pacific Division Showdown, the Nevada Thunder, looking for revenge against the team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year. As a matter of fact, knocked them out in the second round, 3-1 in that conference semifinal best of 5. The LA Blades, who went on to win their 2nd straight world championship, as a matter of fact. The Blades trying to bounce back from what was a tough loss on the 4/29 game day, 15-10 at the hands of the Shinobis. So currently, right now, the Shinobis only 3 points behind the Blades coming into this game day, as a matter of fact, because of that. And thus, things crucial for the Blades at this point. San Jose playing San Diego. San Francisco with the should win against Seattle. So definitely the Blades trying to get the job done. It's a big game for Nevada too, as they are trying to hang on to the 8th and final playoff seed in that main event. But Cleveland and Green Bay, 2 teams only 1 point away from each other in the stands. Green Bay only 3 points out of a playoff spot. Cleveland only 4 points out of a playoff spot. Huge game for them both. Let's get you down the field for it. Dragons and Wolves. And down on the field, we are CDL fans, ready to smash off May here in the Car Demolition League, the last month of the 2016 regular season. This game day here, and 8 more game days left in the regular season, and then it's playoff time, folks. So, yeah, down the home stretch we go here, and it's an all-divisional game day here today, except for 3 cross-conference matchups, which are pretty good ones, if I do say so myself. Well, especially that Buffalo-Portland matchup. I'll be looking at that one, and even though it's not on CDL, it's going to be in the highlights. And Dayton and St. Louis, I think that one could be pretty interesting. Again, it's going to be in the highlights, folks. So, I think it's just one that St. Louis has been playing really good lately. So I'm kind of interested to see how they do against Dayton. But needless to say, starting this game day off with a Northern Division showdown. 2 teams kind of just really in the middle of the pack as far as the Northern Division is concerned. The Cleveland Wolves and the Green Bay Dragons. And not too far in points from each other either. Just makes me think this could be a very close game here. Cleveland Wolves come to this game day with a record of 14-12-0-3. The Green Bay Dragons 14-11-0-4. Only 1 point separating them in the stands. Green Bay currently 10th seed in the Eastern Conference with 46 points. Cleveland in 11th place right now with 45 points. The scary thing for both teams and why this game is so critical for each of them is that there are 3 teams behind them, 12th, 13th, and 14th place. That would be Hartford, Carolina, and Bradford. They all have 44 points. Now, you get 3 points for a win, so both these teams trying to avoid getting caught by those 3 teams that are breathing right on their neck, if you will. And Green Bay, only 3 points out of a playoff spot right now, as a matter of fact, because you got Buffalo and Tampa Bay tied for the 8th seed with 49 points. And then there's Green Bay with 46. So a very big game for Green Bay, and of course Cleveland trying to close that gap between themselves and those teams. With a win today, they could only be possibly 1 point behind, depending on what Buffalo and Tampa Bay do. So some big stuff that's going to be happening right there, especially with Tampa Bay playing against Washington. That's going to be our mid-feature, folks. So that'll be after the first set of highlights, and then our main event going to be the LA Blades and the Nevada Thunder. So big Western Conference games. As a matter of fact, kind of interesting thing, LA currently the number 1 seed in the West, so Nevada currently the number 8 seed. If the playoffs started today, it would be LA and Nevada in the first round, so kind of making it maybe even a little bit more special from that perspective. But we got the Cleveland Wolves and the Green Bay Dragons, 2 teams in the playoff hunt, looking for wins here as we enter the last month of the regular season, both looking for that first one here in May today. Wolves, Dragons, let's get a look at these lines. So here we go, the front runners on the field. It is Junk in the Trunk leading the way for the Cleveland Wolves. Had a big game in his last outing here. Matter of fact, against Tampa Bay. Got the win in overtime over Tampa Bay, as a matter of fact. Junk in the Trunk did. Shell out here leading the way for the Green Bay Dragons. And almost a flip right off the bat here. And opening smash off has led to a couple of good survival techniques. No interference there. Both Junk in the Trunk and Shell are down. So we got a 5-5 game to lead things off. Leading us to the middlemen of the lineup. Aqua Ferrari. I had it right the first time. Aqua Ferrari leads the way for Cleveland, and Inquisitor, the rookie from the Green Bay side. He'll be out there from the middleman spot, and Inquisitor has a good flip. 10-5. The Green Bay Dragons in the lead, and now looking to put it away is Inquisitor as he takes on Bully Goat from the Wolves captain spot. And Bully Goat able to stay up there. And has a flip that time. Inquisitor down, the score tied at 10. So now two lightweight defensive cars about to go head-to-head. You gotta love these matchups. We could see some acrobatic stuff here as Bully Goat goes head-to-head against Toy Soldier. Both cars from the captain's spot. Both cars know how to play defense. And we see them at work here in interference that time around. Keep their own sides, still going at it here. Game tied at 10, and what a move by Toy Soldier, able to stay up there and has a flip, and Green Bay is in the lead. So the score 15-10 Dragons. Now Toy Soldier he's looking to make that the final score as well. And that is Octanium though. Lightweight defensive car from the 5-point gainer spot for Cleveland. Trying to force overtime. Almost did there. Do a barrel roll. Toy Soldier able to stay up somehow. Staying in the fight. Car surviving. This time Toy Soldier is down and Cleveland having to force overtime yet again. They do. Tied at 15 now in OT. Rocket Oil out there for the Green Bay Dragons, and Rocket Oil looking for the win against Octanium. And of course, Octanium looking for the win for Cleveland here. Tied at 15 in overtime. Both these teams can at least get a point from this. And of course, they want a lot more than a point in the standings right now. He had to fill. As these rivals go ahead, and that was interference off my hand. Bounced up on my hand during the roll, so he is still up. And no interference on that one. Cleaner than a whistle. Rocket Oil does have a flip on Octanium in the end. So nice he does it twice. Deep fry me a Twinkie. That is game. 20-15 the final score. The Green Bay Dragons getting the win over the Cleveland Wolves. The Wolves able to get a point out of that loss. Ran at that, able to get the point. They do move up on the stands to 46 points, but that's still within reach of Hartford, Carolina, and Bradford. Green Bay getting up to 49 points, and depending on what Buffalo and Tampa Bay do, we could have a three-way tie for the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, big-time stuff. But coming up, we got our first set of highlights, and we'll be coming back with our mid-feature. Tampa Bay Gators, Washington Patriots, two teams battling it out for the top spot in the Southeast Division. It's next on CDL Live. Let's get you back to the curtain. So back from that opening feature, and the time has come to get to that mid-feature. But first, the first set of highlights, folks. We take you around the league for the first time today, and when we get back, we'll get ready for Tampa Bay and Washington. So we started off our highlights here on the May 2nd game day with the Atlanta Avengers and the San Antonio Kings, and it was Black Testarossa 2 out there against Black Marinello to start things off, and Black Marinello would be down 5-0 San Antonio, so enter Clown, who quickly ties things up at 5. So now Clown will go head-to-head with RPG, and quite the battle that these two would come to. Almost sad in a way, the way that it would come to its end, as you are going to be observing shortly. A right away was given to RPG there, just barely was under Clown, and in the end, on the right away, got him over to the ledge here, as you are seeing the end of it there. The right away gives RPG the flip and the lead. So now out there against 40, and 40 putting up a good fight here against RPG. Two cars with that offensive type of style, kind of a smash mouth heavyweight sort of, but the aerodynamics of RPG in full effect, getting the flip on 40. He has himself a great day, no doubt about it. Going 2-0 from the middleman spot. RPG getting the job done. San Antonio Kings defeat the Atlanta Avengers 15-5. Moving on to a battle in the Sunshine State. The Jacksonville Bangums on the road against the Miami Mafia, and it was Testarossa leading the way for the Jacksonville Bangums today against Monkey from the Miami Mafia. Good little fight these two had, but Testarossa coming out on top, 5-0 Jacksonville. Now out there against Neon, and good little fight there, but didn't last that long. Testarossa is on point, starting his day 2-0 as he now took on the rookie Aqua Chevelle from the Miami side. Good defense on his part, finding the spin maneuver and able to stay in it yet again there. A little interference, but this time around did get taken down. Rather easy trip to the bakery. Donuts served for dinner there. Testarossa going 3-0, and the Bangums getting themselves a win over the Miami Mafia here on this May 2nd game day. So we move on to the Northern Division. The Bradford Brawlers and the Milwaukee Mob. Escalade would lead the way for the Brawlers against Monty Jr. from Milwaukee's side. Two of the heaviest cars in the league. The Smash Mouth battle was on, and look at this move. Do a barrel roll somehow. Monty Jr. able to stay up in the fight, but in the end it is going to be to no avail. Gets taken down by Escalade there, 5-0 in favor of Bradford. It brought out Hot Tub Jr. and Hot Tub Jr. forcing Escalade to play defense here, and he did a good job that time around. But in the end, to no avail for Escalade. He gets taken down by Hot Tub Jr., who now squared off with Uncle Sam from the Bradford side. Tie game, 5-5, but not anymore. Uncle Sam getting the good flip. So back and forth we go. Cartman now up there. Yeah, if I can get the words out right? Look at this move. Mama put him in a K-pop video. Cartman so good defensively and then able to get the flip right there. So tied at 10, but look at this. How quick can Spinebuster get a flip? So Bradford back yet again on top in this game. The score now 15-10, looking to make that the final. Both cars, both him and Toyota, were down there. Had to get back up. Game can't end on a tie between a 5-point gainer and a captain, and wouldn't have to. Toyota able to get back up and get the flip on him. Now takes on Goldust, and yes, we are in overtime, and no interference there. Came pretty close, but Toyota is the hero for the Milwaukee Mob today. The Mob just kept on fighting, kept on tying the game up, and in the end, in overtime, the Mob able to get the win in OT, 20-15 the final. And good win for the Mob right there, but maybe even better day for Toyota, 2-0 from the 5-point gainer spot. So now we head out west to the Pacific Division. San Francisco Shinobis on the road against the Seattle Lumberjacks. F3 leading the way for the Shinobis, and job well done, takes down Buzz-Off, and now out there against Darkwing, and the favors return, but that brought out Spectite Jr. He would battle with Darkwing here, and you won't enjoy this, but it will be over quickly. Darkwing down, so the score 10-5, but now Dark Dragon out there for the Seattle Lumberjacks. Loads of defensive potential in this car, and we see it at work right away in this game as Dark Dragon, the rookie, making some great defensive moves. My goodness, mama put him in a K-pop video. He believes he can fly and able to stay up in the end, but in the end, right there, not going to be able to stay up. You can only take so much, I guess would be the way to put it for Dark Dragon. Just too much offense coming out of Spectite Jr., who got the job done today. Flat out goes 2-0, and the Shinobis get the win over the Seattle Lumberjacks, 15-5 the final. Back to the Southeast Division, Alex Johnson's Puerto Rico players on the road against Carolina Wildcats, and Solar Reflex, a car that Puerto Rico's been needing to step up as of late, and well, they've been needing it all season, but needless to say, it hasn't shown up, but it does here today. What a move by Solar Reflex. He has the flip here on Dragon Jr., and he's able to stay up 5-0 Puerto Rico. Now taking on Mellow 51 from the Carolina side, sets him down. He starts his game off 2-0. Unbelievable stuff. Now taking on Wen, the rookie, number 2 overall pick of the draft, and what a move by Wen right there, by both cars really, as this fight would continue, but in the end, Solar Reflex is going to be taken down off screen right there. So Wen getting the flip. So the score now 10-5. Black Lena now looking to finish what Solar Reflex started. The opportunity there for him, and he has to use his defense right away. And Wen would return the favors, and yes, we will see that one in slow motion as well. Mama put him in a K-pop video. Somehow Wen able to stay up. Does right there as he battles with Black Lena a little bit longer here. A good fight between these two cars, no doubt. And if they're going to be around for a while, I can't wait to see more matchups between Black Lena. Low gets taken down, and all of a sudden we're tied at 10. Wen has started his day 2-0. Now out there against Green Blaze Jr. from the Puerto Rico side. Trying to get a grip back on this game for the players, and a great move by both cars right there. Unbelievable stuff. Both cars able to survive and keep on fighting, but in the end right here, a beautiful flip by Wen, who is 3-0 and going for the 4-0 Captain's Day, and by golly, he's got it. Wen gets the job done. 4-0 Captain's Day, and a huge comeback after being down 10-0. Wen goes 4-0. Carolina Wildcats getting the win over the Puerto Rico players, 15-10 the final score. And we head back to the Northern Division. Pittsburgh Destroyers and the Detroit Devils. Of course, Pittsburgh with playoffs on the mind. Detroit trying to be competitive as long as they can, starting things off with a tie. WA-17 and Black Dragon were both down. So Cloud Cutter now out there against Zebra, and a great move by Cloud Cutter, the rookie, getting the job done. 10-5 Detroit. Now out there against Blue BMW, and what a move by the rookie, Cloud Cutter. Able to somehow stay up, and then follows that up with a great flip. So close to interference there, but Cloud Cutter hands on and doesn't touch up with nothing. Good flip right there. 15-5 the final score. The Detroit Devils getting a huge upset over the Pittsburgh Destroyers. Pardon me, folks, but yes, over Pittsburgh. Good win for Detroit. 2-0 day for Cloud Cutter. Back to the Western Conference Southern Division battle between two of the CDL's original 6 teams, and Green Arrow got started off quickly, 5-0 Firebirds as he took down White Ferrari. Now out there against Nickel and Diamond here, a good little fight between the two, but Nickel and Diamond prevails, game tied at 5. Now takes on Mika from the Phoenix side, and Mika has been hot for the Firebirds this season. Gets the flip on Nickel and Diamond. Phoenix back in the lead, 10-5. Now Mika going for the win. He would take on Racer X. Lightweight defensive card from the Houston captain spot, and doing his dirty deeds. Able to somehow stay up, keep in the fight here. It was a good matchup between these two cars, Racer X and Mika, but in the end, as you're going to see right here, almost off screen there, just about, but Racer X is down. Mika getting the good flip. 15-5 the final score. Mika has a 2-0 day, as a matter of fact, from the middleman spot. The Firebirds get the win over the Oilers. Keeping it in the West, but going to the Pacific Division, the San Jose Storm and the San Diego Lightning, and Charizard was a maniac today. Well, not a Minnesota maniac, but he was on fire. Took down Hot Goat, the rookie there, and Dirty Snow very quickly. Now out there, he is money against Teardrop. Huge day, 3 collisions, 3 flips, an easy trip to the bakery, flipping them quicker than pancakes at a Waffle House. Charizard goes 3-0. Like I said, donuts served for dinner. Who wants some Krispy Kreme? Uncle Bill, I like Guy Hops. That dominant of a performance by Charizard today in the 15-0 shutout. Storm get the win over the Lightning. Like San Jose, Boston coming off the bye, taking on Northeast Division rivals, though. The New Jersey Bandits starts off tied. Blue Dragon 2 and Lamborghini, well, Pink Lamborghini going down. That brought out Nitro and Kid Custom for their respective side, and Kid Custom had a flip. New Jersey in the lead, 10-5. So Vendetta now out there against Kid Custom, and these two have just such a fun battle to watch as you see them go at it. Now San Jose got that easy win over San Jose you just saw, but Kid Custom making this one tough for the Vandals, who are returning the action today and trying to get back on the winning track after they won 8 straight, then they lost a game before their bye. And back in action here, Vendetta, though, able to get the flip on Kid Custom, brings out Power Piston. So we were tied at 10. I know I'm doing too much talking on other topics while these cards are smashing, but I know you're seeing what's going on. But needless to say, the success just wasn't there for Vendetta in the end. So now it was Mach 5-3 out there for the Vandals, looking to force overtime against Power Pistons, and did so right there. So in overtime, Mach 5-3 against 686, tied at 15. Like I said, the Vandals trying to get back on the winning track, but way off screen there. We see Mach 5-3 is down. 686 has the good flip, and really the upset complete. The New Jersey Bandits shocking the Boston Vandals 20-15 in overtime. One heck of a game, no doubt about it, and that's what's going to send us into our highlight reel. So now the Philadelphia Demons have that chance, or I think they already did pop back in the first place, but they got a chance to widen the lead in the Northeast Division now. Well, folks, the time has come. The first set of highlights done. You know a little bit of what happened. Well, kind of know half of what happened. This game actually would have marked the halfway point right here. The Tampa Bay Gators and the Washington Patriots about to go head-to-head. Like I said, 2 teams battling for the top spot in the Southeast Division, and pretty much it's a winner-take-all situation right here. Well, it's not going to clinch nothing, of course, but to take the lead in the division. It's just a great race between these teams. Only 1 point separating the two with 9 game days left to play in the regular season. Some great stuff, and they go head-to-head right now.
This is game time, and it's game time.
Welcome back to CDL Live, folks. Down on the field yet again. I know you're there for the highlight reel, but down on the field for a live game here. The whole game in its completion, if you will. Tampa Bay Gators on the road against the Washington Patriots. The battle for the Southeast Division. We say it's on, but it has been on between these two teams. The Gators, they caught up. They took first place in the Southeast. And then Washington, just in the last game day, took it back from them. And currently, just 1 point separate these two teams for that top spot in the Southeast Division. And in the Southeast, a division that has kind of lacked win-wise against the Northern and Northeast divisions, but it could be the difference between a playoff spot or sitting on the outside looking in when the playoffs do start on that May 23rd game day. So that's right, May 23rd playoff start. We ain't far away here on this May 2nd game day, only 3 weeks away from game 1 of the playoffs. But that being said, Tampa Bay with a record of 14 wins, 9 losses, 1 tie, and 5 overs on the road against the Washington Patriots, who have a record of 16 wins, 12 losses, no ties, and 2 overtime losses. Washington with 50 points on the standings, Tampa Bay with 49 points. In their first meeting this season, Tampa Bay got the win over Washington in overtime. Tampa Bay looking to duplicate that and get another win here today. There was a little bit of it was a little controversial at some points that game, but both teams going head to head here today. We'll see if we get any more of that kind of extracurricular stuff, if you will, going on. You know, kind of just bad rolls or weird interferences, offhand interference. We'll see if any of that happens in this game. Their second meeting of the regular season. Kind of makes you wonder maybe if Washington did have the ability to move up to 6 seed, or Tampa Bay did. And one of these teams was a 3 seed, one of these teams was a 6 seed, first round of the playoffs. I could see these two teams putting on an epic first round best of 7 series. But are we talking wishful thinking of who knows? Anyhow, Tampa Bay Gators, Washington Patriots. Let's get a look at the lineups they bring to the field here on this May 2nd middle feature on this CDL Live. Let's get a look at the lineups. So the partners are on the field, and the situation that they are in, both these teams are in, is grim and very serious game. Landlord on the field for the Washington Patriots. Ratified out there for the Tampa Bay Gators. Buffalo with 49 points in the standings. Green Bay got up to 49 points. Tampa Bay is at 49 points right now, trying to get above it. And of course, Washington at 50 points, trying to get above that mark, but they go head to head. Landlord has a good flip on, ratified 5-0. Washington in the lead. It brings out Battle, and Battle able to stay up there against Landlord. Switching sides now, and an interference right there. So now from their own sides of the field, they go at it yet again, and Landlord is down. A good flip for Battle. Nice clean in the middle of the field. So we've got a 5-5 game between the Patriots and the Gators. Battle out there for the Gators now against Red Ferrari Jr. From the Tampa Bay side, Red Ferrari Jr. gets sat down by Battle. 10-5 the score. Tampa Bay in the lead. Now Battle looking to put it away against Ratitude from the Washington side. And Battle able to stay up there somehow and take the home side of the field, going at it again. Battle yet again. Some great defensive maneuvers. Continuing the fight. Back down the home side of the field for Battle. Maybe he wants to be there and maybe not. Ratify getting the flip that ties things up at 10. And that brings out 47 Ronan for the Tampa Bay Gators. 2015 CDL MVP, almost had a flip right there, and yes, they will switch sides, stops the sides of the field here. Very close on that, and both cars down, and folks, we heading to overtime between these two teams yet again. 48 hours there for the Tampa Bay Gators, and for the Washington Patriots, it is Black Phantom. in overtime, and that time very close. I am going to call it a good flip. I didn't see him make contact with Ratified. Washington is going to throw out the challenge on it, and yes, yet again, we have a close call to make. As it stands right now, is a 20-15 win in overtime for the Tampa Bay Gators yet again, but the play is under review. So with that being said, the play has been reviewed. And after reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands as called. It is a good flip. The Tampa Bay Gators have the win over the Washington Patriots. Final score 20-15 in overtime. These two teams so close in the stands, and Tampa Bay took both games against Washington this year. This could end up being a huge factor when we take a overlying look at everything, and by the end of the season see how the stands look. If they are exactly tied with the same record, it seems difficult that we could get to that point. Their records are so oddly different, with Tampa Bay having a lot of points from overtime losses, certainly more than Washington does. But for Tampa Bay to get up to 15-9-1-5, that puts them to 52 points on the standings. The Washington Patriots, they take the overtime loss. They go to 16-12-0-3. And for the Washington Patriots, that point does get, they do get a point out of that. That puts them to 51 points. 51 points on the standings for the Washington Patriots. So the Tampa Bay Gators retake a 1-point lead in the Southeast Division. 1 point separating those two teams with 8 game days left to go. And as a matter of fact, Washington has a bye coming up on the May 6th game day. So on Friday's game day, Washington has a day off, which could play hugely in favor of the Tampa Bay Gators. If they can keep this kind of strong play going, 20-15 in overtime, Gators getting the win over the Patriots. And we got more action coming up on CDL Live, but to conclude, because I don't believe I said it the last time on the last game we had, of course, we had that great opening feature. Actually, all of our CDL live games here have gone to overtime so far. Well, both of them. I shouldn't say all of them, but both of them did. Green Bay got the win over Cleveland in overtime. Green Bay's next game, for those folks that were wondering, Green Bay's next game on the road against the Philadelphia Demons. As for the Cleveland Wolves, they will find themselves on the visitor side as well, I believe here. Yes, Cleveland on the road against the New Jersey Bandits. The Tampa Bay Gators, their next game coming off this win, they will be on the road against the Carolina Wildcats. The Washington Patriots, they'll be home yet again to take on the Puerto Rico Players. Team that seems to step up when they play against Washington, so could be quite interesting there. But that being said, that does it for our mid-feature here. Only one game to go left on this May 2nd edition of CDL Live. Of course, our main event, the Los Angeles Blades and the Nevada Thunder in a Pacific Division showdown. Playoff rematch from just last year. The two teams went head-to-head in the second round of the playoffs. LA winning that best-of-5 series 3-1, so the Thunder going for a little revenge today in the main event. I think they met earlier in the season. I think it went into overtime. It was 15-10. Needless to say, it was a great game. Blades kind of as of late. So the Blades looking to get out of that slump. And, of course, Nevada trying to hang out of that final playoff spot in the Western Conference. So big things on the line there in that Pacific Division battle. That being said, we got more highlights to go through. So let's get back to the curtains and on to the second set of highlights for this May 2nd game day. So, folks, interesting stuff happening there as we are about to go into our second half of highlights. Tampa Bay enter this game day just 1 point behind the Washington Patriots for the lead in the Southeast Division. Well, they'll leave this May 2nd game day in first place by 1 point over Washington. So, Tampa Bay getting the win in overtime, and that's just how close things are in the Southeast. Who's going to come out on top in the end? Who knows? Keep in mind, Carolina right on their tail with 44 points. They were playing today, so with the win, they'd be up to 47 points. I'm not sure if they're, I think we already showed their highlights. They did get the win against Puerto Rico, so, but needless to say, if we haven't showed that highlight, we'll be getting to it here in the second half of highlights. So big win for them. So they've moved up to 47 points. So it could be a 3-team race right there in the Southeast Division. Some insane stuff. But now coming up is our main event after the second half of highlights. So let's just run through that second half of highlights right now.
And we dive into our second set of highlights with our second out of 3 cross-conference battles here on this 5-2 game day. Dayton Rebels, St. Louis Twisters. It was Sub-Zero and Rowdy leading things off, and Rowdy would have the flip 5-0 St. Louis, which brought out Zapper. He would face Rowdy. His aerodynamics coming into effect, gets the flip on Rowdy, and we were tied at 5. Then came Silver Indy for the Twisters. Twisters definitely underdogs in this game, but not a team to be slept on. That much is for certain. They've beaten Philadelphia before, and now they have a lead 1 flip away from winning this game. Silver Indy taking down Zapper, and just as quickly, if not even quicker, taking down Toe as well. And hey, the Rebels made the severe mistake that even the Demons made, sleeping on the Twisters. Twisters making them pay. They've beaten the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference, actually top 3. They beat Tampa Bay before too this season. 15-5 the final in this one. Twisters getting the win over the Rebels. 2-0 day for Silver Indy. Keeping it in the West, but going with the Southern Division showdown. New Mexico Monsters, New Orleans Gladiators, Elite out there against Monkey Ball, and Monkey Ball gets sat down. Now out there against Racer X, or not Racer X, X-Wing. My mistake. A tie collision there. Elite going 1-0-1, and the other half of the Golden Wall would come out. That was Golden Rat out there against Futurama now. So this is the matchup that would be Golden Rat going for the win, and he would have it. The Golden Wall stands tall for the Gladiators at home today. Just a teamwork day. 1-0-1 day for Elite, taking down both X-Wing and, of course, Monkey Ball. And then Futurama dealt with swiftly by Golden Rat in his 1-0 day. 15-5, Gladiators get the win over the Monsters. Keeping it in the Western Conference, but moving to the Central Division, where 24 Hours would have a quick start for the Denver Mustangs, getting the 5-0 lead over Idaho. It's been hot for his team lately, but so is MX Dragster, and you'll see why here. Out here against 24 Hours, just a collision, a couple of collisions, and has a flip there, and then quicker than a pancake at a Waffle House, takes down Purple Custo from the Denver side, and doesn't stop there. He brought his spatula with him to the game for the Idaho Cowboys there. It was MX Dragster. The hero today goes 3-0, taking down Red Detta at the very end there for the game winner. So 3-0 day for him from the middleman spot. 15-5. The Idaho Cowboys getting a huge win over the Denver Mustangs. So out to the east we now go. Northeast Division showdown. Hartford Homies and the New York Empire, and Enzo won. And Redemption starting things out quickly, took each other down and brought out Challenge. And Challenge was the card that was on fire today. 2 collisions here, maybe a couple more against 46 Junior that you didn't see. But then quicker than a pancake at a Waffle House, he brought his spatula with him to the game today. A lot of offense today on this May 2nd game day, our first game day in May. Team's eager. I guess cars are eager to get flips, and Challenge got himself 2 here in his 2-0 game day. 15-5, the New York Empire getting the win over the Hartford Homies. And back to the West we go. Central Division, instant classic. Indianapolis Reapers leading off with Blue Indy against the Minnesota Maniacs. Out there against Diablo 2 to start things off as a matter of fact. And a nice little battle that these two would have. Like I said, this game to me, just an instant classic. It was a fun one to watch. Blue Indy getting the flip there now out there against Red Racer, making it a 10-0 game. So Blue Indy looking to put it away, but out would come Black Spinebuster, and he was an animal today as we see him at work. An interference right there, staying up in the game, and this time off screen, Blue Indy was down. So enter Goal Z28, and Goal Z28, all of his defense, can't get nothing done. We were tied at 10 just like that. And quickly right here, the rookie Phoenix taken down by Black Spinebuster, who is now 3-0 and going for the win. Taking on Supra, going for the Captain's Day, and Supra says, "No Captain's Day today, it's my day." Supra forcing overtime, tied at 15, takes on Green 7 in OT, and would not take long. Quicker than a pancake at a Waffle House on a Sunday afternoon. My goodness, getting the job done was super here today and had some struggles when he was with Atlanta, but Atlanta, the Avengers, have had struggles all season long, but Supra getting the job done for the Reapers today. Final score 20-15 in overtime. A 2-0 day for Supra, but don't forget Black Spinebusters 3-1 day. Epic stuff. 2-1 day for Blue Indy. Cars stepping up today. Keeping it Western Conference, Southern Division, Roswell Aliens, Dallas Lone Stars, F1 Racer leading the way for the Aliens and trying to keep that gap between themselves and the New Orleans Gladiators. A good battle here. F1 Racer and Gray Indy putting on a show, but in the end, off screen, Gray Indy would be down there 5-0 now out here against Watsa, quicker than a pancake at a Waffle House. Out there now against Reptile, looking for the win. Both cars would be down right there. So the final score, 15-5 in the end right there. A great 2-0-1 day for the front runner from the Roswell Aliens, F1 Racer. And folks, there comes a day for every car in their career during the season or at some point in the season where they step up. Today was F1 Racer's day. You never know who's going to be hot on any team, any given day, game day. 15-5, Aliens beat the Lone Stars. So we'll move on to the last cross-conference game of this 5-2 game day. Portland Panthers hosting the Buffalo Warriors, who had, yes, you guessed his name, Tyrell quickly takes down Purple Fire. And now working on who here, interference right there, who's staying up, going back to his own side, and yet another interference to save him. So maybe the third time's the charm, and indeed sailing just wide of the Buffalo line, who is down that time around. So Tyrell starts his day 2-0, now takes on Monty, who gets one heck of a chance here. Tyrell able to stay up somehow, and that time Monty making a good defensive maneuver. The battle would carry on between these two, an entertaining one, and this time both cars would be down, both Tyrell and Monty. Monty so close to rolling himself back up and keeping the Panthers in the game, but the Buffalo Warriors doing well here. 15-5 the final. They get the win over the Portland Panthers, and Tyrell the big reason, 2-0-1 here on this May 2nd game day. Moving on to a matchup between the two teams fighting for a Central Division Championship, and that would be the Chicago Wind Attack Nashville Nighthawks. And yes, you saw his picture there. Blue Dragon was a monster today, an animal, if you will, able to get the flip right here after a few collisions on Orange Chevelle. 5-0 Chicago, but then came No Fear, who would put up quite the fight. But Blue Dragon been so good as of late, and he is good today. Off screen there is No Fear going down, and how quick is this? Quicker than a pancake at a Waffle House. It is the unflippable one, Extinguished, getting flipped by Blue Dragon, who is just simply on point today. Yeah, he was able to stay up that time when we were putting him back on his own side there, but 15-0 game day. Donuts served for dinner. 15-0, like I just said. Chicago getting the win over Nashville, keeping that lead in the Central Division, widening it even just a little bit. And we end our highlights in the Northeast Division. The Philadelphia Demons on the road against the Gowanda Outlaws. It was Lamborghini and Silver Molina leading the way for both sides. And Silver Molina would have a good flip there. Now out here against Sonic Boom and defense in effect. Both cars putting up a good fight, and they would both take each other out. So a 1-0-1 day for Silver Molina would set up Green Demon to try to take the win against Hammer. One of Tim's former cars, used to play for his Hartford homies, and out there almost had a flip on the rookie Green Demon. But look at Green Demon, the car that Hammer was in part traded for along with Sonic Boom, able to stay up somehow, and this time so close to an interference, but there is none. Good flip for Green Demon, the rookie getting the job done. 15-5 the final score of this game. The Philadelphia Demons getting the win over the Gowanda Outlaws. The 1-0-1 day for Silver Molina, followed up by the 1-0 game winner of a day for Green Demon. Great teamwork day for the Philadelphia Demons.
Alright folks, you know every game that has happened, every score except for one game, our main event. The Los Angeles Blades, the Nevada Thunder, Pacific Division rivals, going head-to-head on this May 2nd game day. Critical time for both teams. The Shinobis, with their win over LA in regulation on the 4/29 game day, opening of the season. Now the Blades did beat San Francisco, but it was in overtime. So head-to-head this season, the Shinobis actually have the tiebreaker head-to-head against LA through 2 games. With that win, San Francisco effectively took the lead in the Pacific Division. They are now at 62 points where LA is. So the Blades need at least 1 point here in this game against Nevada to keep the lead in the Pacific and pretty much in the conference, as a matter of fact, as well. Chicago's win put them in first place in the conference. They're up to 65 points. So a crucial game for the LA Blades right here. They need to win to keep that number 1 seed, not just conference. As a matter of fact, first place in the league for that matter. Huge game for the Blades. And huge game for Nevada, too. Their opponents today looking to get revenge. LA knocked them out of the playoffs last year in the second round. 3-1 in that best-of-5 conference semifinals. So the Thunder at home looking for revenge on the Blades. The Blades, of course, trying to hang on to first place in the league. Big matchup. And just to think, if the Blades do keep first place in the league, if the season had ended on that April 29th game day, these two teams would be matching up in the first round of the playoffs today. So that's the type of thing that's going on here, folks. So Thunder and Blades should be a great game. Two teams that straight out don't like each other. Let's get down to the field for the matchup.
This is game time and it's game time and the madness fly. Show the strength that just can't be defined.
And yes, CDL fans, we are back down on the field for our main event of this May 2nd game day here in the Car Demolition League. The Los Angeles Blades, the defending back-to-back world champions, against their Pacific Division rivals, the Nevada Thunder. LA trying to keep the lead, not just in the Pacific Division, because of course San Francisco's win put them up to 62 points, but Chicago got a win that put them up to 65 points. The Blades currently with the record coming into this game day of 20 wins, 7 losses, no ties, 2 overtime losses. 62 points. They were the holders of first place in the league, but tied with Chicago for that spot. Now Chicago got a win today, forcing the Blades to either get a win or lose first place in the league to the Chicago Wind Attack. The Nevada Thunder would love to cause the LA Blades that agony, especially after last year. Nevada met elimination from the playoffs at the hands of the Blades. 3-1 in the best-out-of-5 series. The Nevada Thunder were eliminated by the Blades in the 2015 Western Conference semifinals. So definitely big revenge factor at hand with that being played. Two teams that don't like each other, Pacific Division rivals, about to go head-to-head. Should be very fun to watch. Some big scenarios going on playoff-wise. Of course, every team's trying to hunt down that number 1 seed. No team really pulling away but nothing here in the 2016 season. And might be the closest race I think I may have ever seen at the top of the league before. No doubt about it. Usually we have 1 or 2 teams that are kind of pulling away. Maybe it's just between those two, but here we have good 4 or 5 teams all battling it out. With that being said, big game for both sides. Of course, the Nevada Thunder, 8th seed in the Western Conference coming into this game day, so it's more than just revenge for them. 15-8-1-5 is the Thunder record. 52 points on the season, but with Idaho and San Jose getting a win today, the Thunder need a win to hang on to that 8th seed in the playoffs. Just to think, if the playoffs started today, this would be game 1 right here. Well, actually be game 3 because LA would have home field for games 1 and 2. But needless to say, these two would be matched up in the first round of the playoffs started today. That being said, not going to keep you waiting any longer. Let's get a look at the lineups. Blades and Thunder.
I love LA. California, yes, still applies to me. Everybody got something to say.
So here we go, folks. The front runners on the field. It's Pink Indy Jr. leading the way for the Los Angeles Blades, and it is White Indy out there first for the Thunder, and we got a 5-5 tie. Both cars go down. So now far future out there for the Los Angeles Blades, and he'll be taking on Yellow Spider. from the Nevada side. Yellow Spider and Far Future both staying up there going at it yet again. Some good collisions between the two, and Far Future has a flip there, 10-5. Blades in the lead. That brings out Hornet, the 2015 Rookie of the Year for the Nevada Thunder. Almost had a flip there, Far Future staying up. And Far Future now on the home side of the field. He can be good from that side. So he battles it out with Hornet here. Two good cars going at it, two very talented cars going head to head here. And that time, good move by Far Future, able to stay up, and he keeps the home side of the field, keeping it away from Hornet here, and maybe that's part of the game plan. 10-5 scored, looking to end the game as Far Future needs a flip to do so. Of course, Hornet would love to tie things up at 10. Lena lays in wait for him if he can get the flip on Far Future. Far Future doing a good job at the moment. Able to stay up, getting some good chances. Both cars actually staying relatively stable. Both putting up a very well fight, a very good fight. I look for the right words to say here. And they continue the fight. Far Future and Hornet putting on a show. And almost a flip there, somehow able to stay up and yet again do a breakdance. Mama put him in a K-pop video. Far Future able to stay in this game. And yet again now staying on the home side here. Far Future trying to keep that side away, and Hornet maybe trying to get it back, but maybe getting used to the visitor side of the field to where they have switched, and a little bit of falling apart here, and the Nevada Thunder are going to call their one and only team timeout here. That is going to be, that's going to definitely need some work right there, as that front end was splitting, the tape splitting there. So the Thunder are going to take their timeout. The score, 10-5 in favor of the Los Angeles Blades. And we'll be back with the conclusion of this game. Or maybe it'll lead to another timeout here. Maybe the Blades will take one. Who knows? A lot yet to be answered here on this May 2nd game day in our main event. So we are back from our timeout. A little extra tape added to that front end there of Hornet here. He's ready to go yet again here against Far Future. So they will battle it out yet a little bit more. That tape held on that front end. Far Future and Hornet still going at it. Look at that. Far Future was able to get back to the home side of the field yet again. Timeout used by the Thunder. Do not have any more remaining. This time Hornet able to take back the home side of the field. Can he keep it this time? Far Future do a little breakdance move, and yet again able to stay up. Hornet has him a little unstable, and that time almost had a flip, and look at that. Far Future able to take back the home side of the field. And that time, what a move by Hornet. Unbelievable. That's what defense looks like, folks, when you got some of the best cars in the world here at Toy Car Demolition Derby competing head-to-head. And what a move by Hornet there. Both these cars making great moves, and this time, Far Future taking back the home side of the field. The Blades and the Thunder putting on a show here in our main event. Score 10-5. Just keep in mind the game's on the line. Hornet trying to keep the Thunder alive in this matchup, and this time does. No interference there, comes very close. Hornet, about maybe an inch away from my foot. About an inch away. Does not make contact there with me, so we are tied at 10. After one heck of a battle between Far Future and Hornet, no doubt about it. Brings out Lena for the Blades. Lena was the MVP of the playoffs last year, and helped the Blades get that second straight Crash Bowl title. And going at it here. Blades have been in 3 straight Crash Bowls and matters back, but Lena down there. 15-10, Thunder in the lead. Hornet on a roll right now, looking to go 3-0 and put this game away. Out there to try to force overtime for the Blades, though, that is Kovite, one of the best 5-point gainers in the league, trying to force OT. Hornet going for the win. The Blades trying to keep first place in the league right now. Trying to force overtime. Almost a flip there. Hornet almost had him. Kovite stays up somehow. Was almost over, but able to find that center of gravity yet again. But this time he is down 15-10 the final, and folks, the Nevada Thunder have a win over the LA Blades. And with that being done and said in the book, the Nevada Thunder able to get the win to keep a playoff spot right there. But not only that, we have a new first place team in the Car Demolition League, and that would be the Chicago Wind Attack at first place in the CDL now. And not just that, but we got a tie for first place in the Pacific Division now. The Blades will still hold the number 2 seed. But, matter of fact, yes, they'll still hold the number 2 seed. They'll be right there with Roswell at 62 points. But the San Francisco Shinobis, now, actually, San Francisco might move ahead of them, if I remember right. I got to check San Francisco's record here, folks, as I try to go through this here. I know they went up to 62 points, and that's where the Blades are at. And San Francisco, 28-0-2, yes. The Shinobis have actually now moved into first place in the Pacific Division. The Blades will be falling down to the 4th seed in the Western Conference. So not only do we have a new league leader in Chicago, the San Francisco Shinobis are the new leaders in the Pacific Division. Big win for the Thunder. They hang on to that 8th seed in the Western Conference playoff race. Things very close between them. New Orleans, Idaho, San Jose. Matter of fact, Nevada, New Orleans, Idaho, and San Jose all getting wins here on this May 2nd game day. And a big win right there for Nevada and a very tough loss. Will it come back to haunt the Blades is a good question. But 15-10 the final in our main event. The Nevada Thunder getting the win over the LA Blades in such an epic battle. Hornet having the game of his life, goes 3-0. And just, wow, what a main event. It's just such a CDL live right here. This is an excellent game day, no doubt about it. And hopefully we can bring one just as entertaining to you on the May 4th game day. As a matter of fact, let's discuss what's coming up on that game day. We will see the Blades in action on the May 4th edition of CDL Live. They'll be home against the Nashville Nighthawks in the mid-feature. As for the Chicago Wind Attack, the new first place team in the league, they'll be on the road against the Portland Panthers in our open and featured event. And our main event, the Dayton Rebels on the road against the Boston Vandals. As for the Nevada Thunder here, they look to continue their winning ways on the next game day. They'll be home against the Denver Mustangs. That's all on the May 4th game day. That being said, folks, thank you for watching this game day. James Hulse, owner and creator of the Car Demolition League, thanking you for the support, thanking you for being a fan. Till next time, take care of yourselves, be yourselves in peace, and hey, folks, about to move on to these standings. And if you watched the April 29th game day, you saw where they were. Let's see how much they changed after all this craziness that has just happened here today. Let's get a look at these standings.
We're begging. Is this a movie? Attack the leaf villages where my crew be. What is it like to be a shinobi? My ninjas feel you for your filming. Good soup.
We will begin transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Phone home! Phone home! Phone home! Phone home! Fight